Good morning, everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. What's going on, my man?
What a day yesterday it was. Not only let's hold off on USA. Let's hold off
Okay.
on USA. We fleeced the Sixers.
Yeah.
Made a move that I approve of.
Made a big move.
Tell me about it. Listen, I know. See, this is a day I wish it was Wednesday. Because again,
Yeah.
I was right. You know, that the Sixers, there's no way they're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And they wound up giving up. Hey, listen, we get rid of 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. And it's like, all right, in 2028, we're going to have no picks. That's okay. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
You know, whoa, no picks. In 2031, we got to give up a pick. Okay. Wow. I might be no longer here by then. Who knows? but getting rid of Paul George.
Yes.
And getting Jaylen Brown.
Huge.
That I tell you, it gives me some faith. You know, gives me restores a little bit of faith back in the Sixers. I love this GM already. So much better than the last one. So much better than the last. I don't even know this guy's name. I don't even care. That was
a big splash play coming out, no doubt.
Yes.
And I mean, and a great pickup. I mean, you knew that Brown was not going to be in Boston. You can't get shopped around multiple times the way he was and expect that relationship to not be a problem. So you knew he was probably going to go, but huge move for you guys.
Very much so. And so what does this do for the Sixers? Does it give them enough? I don't know that answer. But I think it definitely puts them in the top 3 in the East.
Yes.
It's like obviously we got to see how Miami's going to shake out. Like when they start to actually play, that's going to be interesting to kind of see how that works out. And of course, we are going to live and die by, Embiid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Embiid is still going to be the major catalyst in this. However, I have a lot more it does tighten up our, backcourt some. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's like I think that we're going to have to play. The only way I could see this is like, what are you going to play 3 guards? Are you going to move one of these guards? Like, what guard could you possibly move to a shooting forward? You know what I mean? To a small forward or whatever. It's like that we are guard heavy. And putting Embiid in there, like I said, I can see them playing small a lot. I feel like now they have just become the Celtics of last year. Because now you're shooting a lot of threes.
Yeah.
But you know what?
My question my question is he going to be happy because he wanted to be the guy and he's still not going to be the guy?
I think he will be more the guy than you think.
I mean, I figure he'll be happier anyway, just because of how the situation there, kind of devolved over time, but he's still not going to be 1A, right? Like Embiid's still going to be that guy.
Well, I think Embiid's going to be that guy up until the point that, okay, for 30 games.
Well, I mean, true.
It's like, okay, so he's going to play 30 games. I mean, I still have the over-under on that at half the season. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair.
So Now you've got a half of a season. It The question really becomes is how is Maxey and Brown going to be able to play together? Are they able to cohabitate together?
Yeah, I think that'll be. I think that'll be a situation where it'll probably be kind of uh, sloppy in the beginning. You know, not not the best cohesion to start. I guess we'll put it that way. Not necessarily sloppy basketball, but it probably won't look great right away.
Oh, I mean, it'll definitely be interesting. Like I said, it's now I'm looking at how is Nurse going to coordinate this offense,
Mhm.
and is it going to be a 3-2? Because now the truth of the matter is that I feel like that with the way that Embiid plays center, you could almost go three little, too big.
Sure.
Where you could almost play uh, another center with Embiid and three guards. And the way Embiid plays, if you had one of the centers go under the basket to try to get offensive rebounds,
Sure.
like all of a sudden, like that would be a real thing. You know what I mean? Like you have a center who could play, power forward. Like
Mhm.
that's what you need. You need a somebody who is that versatile,
Yeah.
which makes me laugh a little bit because the first person that came to mind when I thought of that is Horford. And I know he wasn't happy here. The only other person that I can see that would really also fit that bill, as old as he is, but you might be able to do something to get him back here, is uh oh, what's his face? He's on the Warriors now. Um, Played for Miami, was with the Sixers for a second. I'm so bad with these names. Um,
I mean, it is early, so
yeah. Uh, oh my God. Everybody, I know somebody will know who I'm talking about here, but he plays for the Warriors now. He's Butler. Butler.
oh, gotcha.
Like you could put him in that power forward role.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, now you'd have to figure out how to get him, and how's that going to work out? But you know, and I know that they were talking about signing somebody from the. I mean, I guess they did sign somebody from Cleveland.
The
The
Sixers
Sixers
did.
did. Yeah, I'm not sure 100%. Let me pull up what I did find on that. So, because they were showing who their starting five were going to look like. Oh, and then there's a report that they're interested in signing LeBron.
Dean Wade. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was going to be he would be. Thank you. Yeah, he would be the number 4. You know, that's what I'm seeing this right now. This report came out 10 hours ago.
That would be that would be interesting.
I I
I don't know that it
so
would be good, but it would be interesting.
yeah, see, and I think about that as what are you trying to do with that? Are you and here's what I do like about having LeBron possibly be on this team. He has won the ring a couple of
Yes.
times with a couple of
Yeah.
teams. And interestingly enough, and it doesn't matter how you say it, every team he has gone to, he has won a ring. You know, even
Fair
the
enough.
Lakers, even
Fair
the
enough.
Lakers, and even though it was, you know,
The bubble. Yeah.
yeah, the bubble ring, but he got a ring, and he won the Commissioner's Cup. You know what I mean? So it's with the Lakers. So
Sure.
there is some credence there, and I feel like that you've got, Brown's won a ring. Jaylen
Yeah.
Brown has a ring. You know what I mean? And you're getting guys that have had rings now, and I like that.
Sure.
That's a real thing, So you start to figure out how to
Probably.
see, and that's what we're trying to figure out. I see them using them as three guards, and you know now where do you put LeBron? Does LeBron become a power forward? Can't do that.
I mean, the one thing good about Braun, I guess, is he can play wherever you want him to play. But would you be maximizing his skill set? I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know that you need to, but you're not going to be able to put him under the boards where he's banging. He's going to get
no,
hurt.
absolutely not. Yeah.
And that's the thing here. You've got two guys that if you're going to try to put, under the boards that are going to be banging and going to wind up, like I said, the H gets put out in front of Xfinity Mobile Arena. Like
Yeah.
that's what happens because ultimately you guys you have the two guys that are going to be in, under the baskets. Anybody who's like, if you've got a number over 4 or 5, you are likely to get hurt.
Yep.
And that's the problem that I see with that. And listen, you can't play with 5 guards. You can't
Yeah. I
do it.
mean, who ends up moving to the bench at that point is what is what it is, right? Because you're not going to run out there with all those guards.
Well, no, but so the truth of that matter is that I mean, so you're playing Maxi
Sure.
somewhere around 35 minutes a night. You're doing the same thing with Brown. You're going to wind up if you're doing this, you are you using LeBron as the sixth man? Like, is that where he would fall into? Like he
I
would be
can't.
the sixth.
I can't see his ego letting him do that.
Actually, I to be honest, it's like the one award he hasn't won.
Sixth man of the year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
you know
Fair
what I
enough.
mean? So I mean, there's a thought process to that, and realistically, that's the spot that really makes the most sense.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I just don't know that he allows that to happen. Plus, I mean, if they do make it to the finals, he's going to want to be the finals MVP. Like he's still trying to do the.
I don't know that that's the case. Listen. We could say a lot of things about LeBron. You know what I mean? I got to imagine at 41 years old, he still wants the ring,
Yeah, of course.
and he
I mean,
doesn't
that's
care
fine.
how he gets it.
Yeah, I mean, I get wanting to do it on, potentially your last year, right? If you can go out winning one more chip on the way out, awesome. Um, I don't know. Just the way he does things, you would think that he's going to want to try and still be that guy, at least for that series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but again, you can't change it all for the finals just because he
Oh,
wants to.
I'm well aware.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if you got to the finals, I mean, because now we're just speculating. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
this is all
100%.
speculation because I mean they still have to get through everybody else.
Yes.
And I don't see that as
I
easy
mean,
as. as
This
can be.
is obviously speculation because they would still have to sign LeBron, which is a key element of this.
But I think LeBron would come here. You know what I mean? I don't think that he's like adverse to coming to Philadelphia. So that's all
That's
right.
fair.
Like, hey, I'll come to Philly. You know what I mean? So that's you get part past that hurdle. That
Yeah,
it's not
I don't
like
know that.
we're not going to go to Memphis. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go to Washington. I don't
Well,
see
yeah,
it.
he's not going to go anywhere that's not a contender, right? Like if there's a team that is a true contender that is a couple pieces away from having a real shot, then I don't know that he would turn any of those down, because when you listen to the locations that he's thinking about going, he wants to go somewhere that can win this year.
Right. You know, and that he could be a contributing factor
Yeah.
to them winning.
Yeah.
And I think that can happen in Philadelphia. Like I said, I think of it as a sixth man. I like the idea of having him as the sixth man. You know what I mean? I think that actually plays really well to his his strengths.
Sure.
Even at that
And
age.
he's more likely to stay healthy,
Right.
So it would actually be a great spot for him.
So,
I don't know that he would be ready for that, but if he can be, then I mean, being the sixth man, especially on a team like that, could be huge. It's really, can he be that guy? And we don't know yet, right? He hasn't had to.
Right. And truth of the matter is that had he been the sixth man on the Lakers, the Lakers probably would have been better.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, the first piece is in. You got Jaylen Brown now. Now you have somebody who, on any given night can be hitting, from 50% beyond the arc. And that's first and foremost. You know what I mean? I feel like that is a big piece. That is a big piece. And I like that better than Paul George. Paul George had a shelf life of, hey, once you get suspended for half the season, you can come back out and have a couple of great games, and then you can play defense in a couple of games, and then that's it.
And then you should get suspended again.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yay for the Sixers. Like I said, it gave me a little bit of hope, and it's for the first time in a long time, I am happy for the Sixers.
Actually optimistic.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So, but when I heard that last night, I was like, and I'll tell you that I was at an activation. Like, I was doing something last night, and I had not paid attention at all. Had no idea. Somebody told me about that, and I'm like, really, man? And the first person that came to my mind was Cam. First person. And I like almost like I was going to like text you, but I was like right in the middle. Like I was just about to start something else. So I didn't want to change my thought process at all. But it was like I was going to text you to text Cam, and me with a big smile on my face.
I mean, the good thing is he'll be back next Wednesday, and this is a evergreen topic when it comes to that.
Yes.
So yeah, no, that'll be funny.
Yes, that will be funny. So that being said, we let's go Sixers.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, Team USA gets the win.
USA. So it's like, and obviously they get this win, but there is a big but in the room.
Yeah.
The red card. The red card is
Yeah. And it was a I get they issued it because of some freeze frames, but I mean that sure looked like incidental contact there. Like that was a tough red card to get. Because I mean the way he was running and his leg went out, it just looked like he was in stride the way that it happened. Um, now obviously, cleating the guy on, upper ankle area, and obviously you were getting a card for that no matter what, but a red card I felt like was an overreaction.
I
Exactly. It
agree.
should have been a yellow. Exactly.
Well, and he didn't get issued a yellow card on the field.
Yeah.
So the fact that this became a VAR moment, and listen, so the first comparison that everybody brings up is Messi and how
Yeah.
Messi did something very similar.
Mhm.
And where Messi, they're showing the guy's cleats in the back of somebody's leg.
Yeah.
That's not what the red card was given for. The red card was given because of the way that he came down and the way that the ankle was turned and how there was pressure put on like that, just because he was falling down, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's just how it came about. The fact that they gave a red card there, it it was frustrating, very frustrating to see that. I,
Yes.
to the letter of the law, yes, it should have been a red card. Now you have every pundit, every pundit out there literally trying, like saying, okay, well, they should appeal this, that everything, like this was a misuse of VAR, and that all of these problems are, listen, I get it. I get it. They should have shown it in real time when
Yeah.
he's going back and forth like that. It shouldn't be still frames. It should be the fact that he should have to do it himself, as the referee, and not just here's a still frame, here's a still frame, here's a still frame, here's the still frame and a close up of what we're looking at, but not going the full way. You know what I mean? And I understand all of these things. And you can't appeal it because you're not going to want to go up against FIFA right now because you do not want them to change their mind and be like, hey, oh, you guys think that you guys, just because you're the host nation, that you're going to try to appeal and make us look bad. We're going to give you a 3-game suspension now,
Yeah.
where he wouldn't be able to play for the rest of the tournament. Uh, It sucks that he's not going to be out there next game.
Yep.
The next game is obviously the most important game.
Yep.
You FIFA is going to take a look at this today. They always take a look at the red cards after the fact. There is a possibility that there could be enough pressure put on FIFA that they remove the red card and they issue it as a yellow card, that they give it that the suspension for that portion of the game is enough. Will they do that to their referee? I don't know that answer. I mean, there's going to be a lot of factors in play here. Uh, the U.S. is not going to be able to appeal this. The U.S. is better to stand pat and just let FIFA do FIFA stuff,
Sure.
and we'll
And
see what
and
FIFA
no,
can do the right thing on their own.
and no, the refs can't be consistent. We can't get that in any sport. So
And interestingly enough, the hardest part about all of that was he wasn't throwing out cards left and right. there were some plays that should have gotten yellow cards
Sure.
that he kept in his pocket. And even on that play, he kept that in his pocket. It wasn't until somebody called up, and I wouldn't be surprised if all of the crying from the Bosnia Herzegovina manager
Yeah.
was what created
The review. Yeah.
the card on that, the red card on that. Like that was just enough to be able to say, okay, I'm going to give you this one.
There were definitely a few times he was losing his mind over there on the side. So
You can't take your ball and go home, though. he actually
yeah.
he actually could have gotten worse than that. He could have gotten a red card for that. And I
Sure.
was hoping they were like, because he kept going after he was issued the yellow card.
Yeah.
And the referee, like, even had to tell him, like, yo, knock it off, or I'm going to give you the second yellow. You know what I mean? He could have gotten 2 yellows right away.
Yeah.
And he did knock it off. So it was like, but that second goal was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty. I mean, it just, first off, it's not easy. Like, you see more often than not, those balls sail. They're going over
Oh
the crossbar. To get that ball up and down in as small of a space as it was,
yeah. Mhm.
and actually the deflection was great. You know, the deflection off of the defender's head, was great. You know, that changed it just enough to get it in, because the goalie would have had to save if it didn't have that slight deflection.
Yeah.
And they get the win 2-0. Do they have a chance against the team that literally I watched come back in the last 10 minutes of the game? Literally within the last 10 minutes of the game, scored 2 goals. Senegal was all over them. They were winning all of the battles. They were
Yep.
playing defensively, but you knew that it was going to be a matter of time before they scored 1 goal, and that if they let up the 1 goal, they were going to let up the second goal. And you just kind of felt that, if you were watching the game at all. And it was funny because the only place I could get it was on Telemundo, so I'm watching it in Spanish.
I got you.
And literally, it's just so I can't. I understand very little Spanish,
Mhm.
but it was just, you're watching how the play is going, and you're seeing Belgium get nervous and
And of course,
starts.
for those of you watching, if you want to know how little Spanish he knows, he does goal. No,
Yeah, exactly. Go. But they were starting, they were starting to get a little nervous, and they said they got that first goal, and
yeah,
when they get the goal, they go run in and grab the ball to go bring it back up again. The goalie grabbed the ball, and it was like, okay, let's, like he wanted to get the ball. He ran in to go get the ball and go bring it back. He tried to get it from the goalie. The goalie wasn't giving the ball up. It's like, all right, we'll just do our thing. Let's just keep focused. And I felt at that moment, it was that moment where I felt that Senegal lost,
yeah,
because the goalie was, just trying to, like, nope, nope, nope. I'm not going to let you get this play started. If play started right away, I think that it could have been a little different, but it wasn't. And it took a minute or two. They allowed a minute or two for the celebration of the goal. They got back in, and the next time they made it back down the field, another goal.
yeah,
And so it was that quickly. Like, literally, it was within 3 minutes, the 86th minute and the 89th minute. It was really within 2 minutes time, because just the way where those uh, numbers were.
yeah.
And then getting then a penalty kick in extra time. At the very end of extra time, they had to look at that one to see if it was a foul or not, and it was a foul.
Mhm.
And the goalie started to lean one way, and he saw the ball getting kicked the other way. He just kind of fell to the ground. It was that.
I mean, that's the guessing game, right? Is you're looking at him coming up, and then you commit to a side because you have to. And if you guess right, you could be the hero. And if you guess wrong, you're like, oh,
Exactly.
didn't get that one. So,
And then England's coming back again. So this is where the hydration breaks make a very, very, very big deal in these games.
yeah.
Like this is where England was getting beat up. I felt like most of this game. And then all of a sudden, like that last hydration break, they started to play with a little bit of, hey, like we need to score some goals here now. And, they were able to put a couple of good drives together. And Kane at the 75th minute, right after the hydration break,
Mhm.
and then another one at the 86th minute. And Congo, who was in their first knockout round ever, getting their first goal in the knockout rounds,
Yep.
gets eliminated by England, who needed everything they had to get past them.
Yeah. I mean, which is awesome for Congo,
Yes,
right? Like that them getting knocked out is still a successful trip to the World Cup.
absolutely. Yeah, that government is not going to make them fly home coach.
So messed up.
Uruguay, some of Uruguay's players are still not home yet.
Probably not.
No, there was a couple that didn't have the money.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
So
because it's not like, oh, we're just going to pay for coach flights. They're like, we're not chartering the jet and hope you make it back. Like, they're just like, you figure it out on your own. That is so messed up.
yeah, I mean, including like the coaches and stuff like that. The coaches obviously make enough money to be able to fly themselves back home. But how do you? I mean, I guess like it's if you're a player on that team, how do you you go back? I mean, obviously Korea. Oh, they were unhappy with the Korean football club.
Yeah.
Oh, they got off the plane and were getting booed and things thrown at them and such like that. They had to they had to hide the coach for like 2 hours before they could release him because they were a fear for his safety.
Soccer fans are something else.
They are. You know what I mean? So I mean, and like I'm still laughing at how Mexico and Ecuador, like the Mexican fan base, was up all night keeping Ecuador up, shooting fireworks at their rooms and stuff like that. It's you see the Ecuadorian players looking out the window at everything that's going on. They're just like, yeah, I'm not sleeping tonight. So, but yes, Mexico. Mexico looks like a sexy pick right now to win the World Cup,
Yeah.
and they're playing every one of their games in Mexico City, which is like playing every game at Mile High Stadium.
Yeah.
So there is a certain level of gamesmanship that FIFA has created for them. You know, uh, similar to USA. USA playing in Seattle this next game
Mhm.
is actually, if there was a spot for them to play, Seattle is probably the best spot. Reason being is that Seattle soccer fans are raging soccer fans.
For sure.
So they're going to spend the money out there. and you're going to have that's going to be very, very pro USA, and you're not going to find many Belgian fans there.
And when? I'm glad you asked, because you can place those bets right here on Coast to Coast using the QR code on the screen. Up to 125% in first 3 deposit, 10% bet guarantee. I'm still putting my money on the US.
Yes, especially the way Belgium played. That they got very nervous at the end, and I feel like that again. They scored that first goal, and Senegal started to fall apart. Like I said, including the goalie. The goalie started to fall apart a little bit, and that's what brought them, I think, gave them the loss there. It's just like, okay, once they tied it up, because I even thought that it could have ended in regulation time. Belgium was still driving, like they just scored 2 goals, and Senegal was really on their heels, and they were able to make it through, to the extra time.
Yeah.
And that's how that happens. It's going to be a very interesting game.
Mhm.
It's going to be interesting. Obviously, everybody's waiting to hear from FIFA.
Yeah.
To see what happens with this. Like I said, they could do the right thing, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that.
I feel like it's the wrong organization for that.
Right, but I also think that it's going to depend on the pressure that they have.
True.
You know what I mean? Like this is an organization that gave Donald Trump the Peace Prize, the first FIFA Peace Prize. If Donnie starts to call up and be like, "Yo, excuse me, what was that?" That there's that I don't know. Again, all hearsay. I obviously I don't have any skin in that game. I'm not going to be able to make the call to to anyone and be like, "Hey, should have only been a yellow." They're going to be like, "How did you get this number?"
and even better, lose it. Lose this number. And Angel, we opened the show with that. So when it's over, just watch the first 15 minutes. That's we talked all about it.
Very excited. Just very excited. Just know that I have a little bit of faith restored in the Sixers. But on top of that, so yesterday, and also the Phillies won. So we got everything happening all at once.
Yep.
It was, they were able to beat Skeens, 5 runs on Skeens. Wow, 8 runs in total. 5 runs in the second inning. I thought it was going to be a good game for the Phillies. I watched the first inning, and that was the only inning because I had to get on the road, and Marsh had a home run stolen from him. Literally, it was like the guy jumped and grabbed it from over the wall, and I was like, they're hitting him today, and they did. They hit him pretty good.
Yeah, let's see what did the Mariners do? Didn't see that one.
The Mariners didn't play. The Mariners did not play.
Oh, well, there you go. I thought I was going to miss a game, and they had a day off, so that works out.
Were they playing soccer over there yesterday? That would be the reason why they didn't play.
I thought it was the day before, but
okay. And it does amaze me that all of these stadiums on the West Coast got so many more games than Philadelphia did. Why did Philadelphia only get 5 games? Even Boston got more games. It's like, how come like we didn't get more?
Yeah, I don't know.
Me neither.
I mean, host cities putting up more money. Like, I don't know.
I mean, Dallas got 9 games. New York got 9 games. I understand the fact that they're ending at MetLife Stadium is weird. Like they could have probably did it better at Dallas. I think that Jerry's World would have been the better place to end
Mm.
that. Uh, you know, all right. So I guess because MetLife, you could have as many as 102,000 people. Is that what it is? They wanted to go crazy on that number and have
I
it the
mean,
largest finals game ever.
probably. Like, that would make sense. Maximize ticket sales. Like, I get it. Because again,
And
it's
I'm
FIFA, right? Like they're there for the money. So
oh, and listen, they have multiple Brinks trucks full. It's like they're stuffing it in there. You got doors closed with like hundreds, kind of half in, half out. It's like it's definitely stuffed to the gills. They have made more money in this tournament than they have, and I will tell you that this tournament this year has made the world a better place. I think it has opened the eyes to the world itself that it's only the media and the governments that are creating the narratives for the
yes.
world. Like that has been the one theme throughout all of this. And FIFA is going to wind up as corrupt of an organization as they are.
Yes.
They're going to get the credit for this.
Yeah. Well,
That
I mean, it's
they
put
made.
Americans in a much better light because, when you're not here, what you see is the media and what the government's doing and all that. You don't see any of the people. So the fact that people all around the world have been able to come to the US, have a great time. Yeah. They're like,
Enjoy
oh,
and
okay.
enjoy the people. Realize
Exactly.
that we are not any different than them.
Exactly.
Like even, yeah, as funny as this sounds, even the French who have a disdain for anything American
Yeah.
have been coming here and enjoying their time,
Yeah.
enjoying the people. Like it's it's been a breath of fresh air, kind of, to not have the United States fan base and people as
Yeah.
a whole get looked at like Eagles fans. You know what I mean? That's like that.
Yeah.
We as a whole have been, you know, they said we've done well as a fan base and as a species, I think, in this during this tournament. And
Yeah.
it's something that has not necessarily happened before this.
Yeah.
And like short of the only other country that I could think of that's really had a tough time was Iran,
Mhm.
where even their fan base was not allowed to show flags at all. Everybody else is showing flags, and they were very particular not to allow Iran to show any flags and such like
Mhm.
that. And like unfortunately, I understand. You know what I mean? This is we still do live in the world,
Exactly.
but I mean to really have everybody else and every country enjoy having it here in the United States and in Mexico and in Canada and talk about like wanting to do it again here.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be a good chance that in 12 years it's going to be back.
I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, unless other countries start frying Oreos, like they're they're gonna have to come back.
Well, and it's also the other part of this was the ease of the stadiums that
Yes.
they were able, and these stadiums that they're building in these other countries only can hold 45,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean, they definitely loved the size of the stadiums here. The infrastructure was already ready for it, right? So, um, yeah, I mean, it's been really smooth having these games here. And it's funny because there was a lot of speculation that it wasn't going to be, certainly here in Seattle, right? We thought for sure, because traffic here is ridiculous anyway, that having a million people descend on the city for World Cup was going to be a problem. And honestly, they've been really efficient about how to get people to move around. It really hasn't been any worse than any other time. Like it, I equate to what the traffic turned into during World Cup games as when there's construction on a highway somewhere. You're just like, oh, I mean, yeah, it's a little slower than normal, but it's not that bad. Like
well, and
it's
the truth of the matter is that they're not driving.
yeah, most
These
of them
people
aren't.
don't have cars. They walk everywhere. That's kind of the thing that they do. So anything that's been happening has been via bus.
Yeah. I mean, they're not wrong.
Exactly. That's exactly correct. The fried Oreo. I still laugh at it every time, and I still see it every day. It's
Yep.
still,
It's great. It's great.
it's
Or
not
the
the
person
FIFA
at the airport,
15. It's the World Cup
26.
26.
Exactly. Well, that was like the person at the airport with the ranch bottles. You're just like, that is hilarious.
But
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's really done the United States well, and I
Yep.
I hope that there's a carryover. That's what it's one thing to have it, hey, while these people are here and they have a good time, and those people are going to go back to their countries, and they're going to start to do that, and then you're going to see a media change where the media is going to go back to what the media has been doing the entire time.
That's the thing, is I think that the carryover will be very short, because it'll go right back to the normal narratives that are annoying. I mean, it was funny living down in Mexico, because our news down there was very different than stateside, right? And so you definitely get some different perspectives when you're watching the news in other countries. Um, and it's definitely not it's not like ours, where it's trying to frame the US in the best light. Some of the reporting elsewhere is like, yeah, so this is what they're doing. uh,
Right. And it's any little thing can get blown up into big proportions.
for sure.
I mean, not for nothing. We had somebody climb the Empire State Building all the way up to the very top yesterday,
Yep.
put
And
up
propose.
this sign that nobody saw, but I have seen every meme in the world. Everybody else did AI and put a sign up that says "Go Birds, DH." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like symbols and whatever. And then right before this guy gets arrested, this guy and this girl get arrested for
Yep.
climbing all the way up there. I mean, because ultimately, first off, you have to have some cojones,
Yeah,
some very,
huge.
very, very,
Huge.
very, very big ones
Yeah,
to do that. And so does she.
no
And like
question.
that, they both got up there. They did what they did. He got engaged to her
Yeah.
and then got arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're going to jail. Like, there's no scenario where that doesn't happen. But I mean, if she climbed all the way up there with you, you're pretty confident she's going to say yes. Because if she followed you up that, uh, you're probably going to be all right.
Right, right. At that point, it's like, hey, let's do this now before we spend the next week. in jail. Actually, and the truth of the matter is that you don't spend the next week in jail.
Yeah.
You actually, I mean, they're going to get a nice fine, and they get held,
Yeah.
for a day in a holding cell, and they're going to be out, and they're going to be national heroes. You know what I mean, for
Sure.
doing it.
And of course, they're professional climbers because they would have died long before they got to the top if they weren't.
Right. Yeah. So it's that listen, you have to have those types of stones. Like
Yeah.
there's no listen, I used to climb chimneys. I've been at the top of chimneys. I have hung from places that not many people have hung. And I will tell you that up on the top of that would still make my legs shake. It would almost be involuntary. Like it's
Sure.
just when you get to a certain level, like I've been on top of a 60-foot ladder. And at the top of the 60-foot ladder, you're nervous
Yeah.
because
Because
it's
you
a
die if you
60-foot
fall.
ladder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like there are certain things. Obviously, they had the right equipment. They were tied off the right way. There was no chance of them. Had he slipped and fell, he would have been dangling for a little bit and would have been able to catch himself and get himself together. It's the way that thing works. And ultimately, like I said, there was no fear of a plummet to the earth. You know what I mean? From that height. That being said, he really took a very interesting time to do it. It was kind of cool. You know what I
I
mean? It was
mean,
very cool to
no
make
one's
that
gonna
happen.
have no one's gonna have your identical story, right? Like the people that are like, we got engaged at Disney. It's like, yeah, so did like a billion other people. So who cares? He's like, yeah, I just climbed, a mile into the sky. What do you got? So, nothing. Got nothing.
Next is the Berg Khalifa. Except they might get shot down from there.
Yeah.
That's a whole different world over there. But I and because not for nothing. I, I mean, did you also hear yesterday that one of the tallest skyscrapers in Beijing had a plane run into it?
No.
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
Hmm.
Yesterday was a very interesting news day all the way around.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I missed that one.
yeah, that building did not come collapsing down. It
Sure.
was not anything. In fact, quite the opposite. The plane ran into the building, and the plane almost like broke a window and bounced off and
Oh, so it was
fell
a
to
small
the ground.
plane. It
Yeah,
was a small.
it was a one prop plane. It wasn't
Got
like
it.
it wasn't like an
Yeah.
airlines, but
Yeah. So someone threw a paper airplane at a building. I got you.
yeah, it was a little bit more than that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, but still, it was like, oh, how about that? Like it's so we're not the only ones that are crazy in the world.
Yeah. And the older you get, the less likely you're going to do that stuff.
Exactly.
uh, Before we get out of here, we do have an NFL topic that, I was hoping Jason was going to be here today, but here we go. We got Baker wants 50 plus, and he should get it. I mean, when you look at the landscape of the players that are making 50 plus, right? You're thinking of Tua and Lawrence and Love that really haven't done anything yet. I would say Baker's outplayed them. So I would be surprised if he doesn't ultimately end up getting a 50 plus mil for, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I see that. It's what's he making now?
He's making the same as Darnold. So it's the basically 30 mil a year.
I just find the timing interesting. So it's like, okay, I want 50 million now before you do anything else with any bit of money. We haven't made it past the second round of the playoffs.
Sure.
I haven't brought you anywhere yet. I win some games, and obviously sometimes I'm hurt because we are the Bucks, and uh last time I checked, we didn't make it to the playoffs last year. But so I'm trying to play the Bucks here and say why 50 million is maybe not in the cards this year.
Well, I think he has another year on his contract anyway, so it's not like he has to have this signed. I think he's going into his final year, which is when these conversations come up, right? So, but no, I mean, based on where the market is and what other guys are making that have done less than him, I would say there's a really good shot that he gets this. And I would say that, if Darnold has another good year this year, he's going to get the same thing. Like he'll end up.
I mean, Darnold's got a whole different scenario behind him.
He's got a ring, yeah, of course. But
like, yeah. See this? That was your number 2. Could have been number 3, but you guys screwed that one up. But I got number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Dak has he's getting over 50. I mean, over 60 actually, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't see a scenario where Baker doesn't get it based on the fact that he has been consistent. Like he's been great for them. So I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised.
So does he hold out if he doesn't get it?
I doubt it. And the only reason I say that is he may not care if he stays there. And if that's the case, someone will give it to him.
Well, that was the next question, because ultimately, do you force the hand? Because that's how I would work it. I would actually force the hand and possibly get traded. Now, I agree. I think he's worth the 50 million plus. That being said, it's like this is going to be an interesting game for him to play. They did not make the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
I
mean, their entire team was hurt, but
including him.
Yeah.
So, and $50 million is a lot of money for a team. Like you got to start to plan for that moving forward. And is he going to be your answer? And they are a lot of teams that are noticing how Super Bowls have been won recently by teams and their quarterbacks.
That's always true when you are looking at how much cap space a quarterback is taking, right? I believe that magic number is 14%. Soon as you pass that, you're basically not winning a Super Bowl with your quarterback. And the only outlier to that was Mahomes when he first signed his deal, but he's restructured a bunch of times since then. So, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, once you start getting over that threshold, your ability to win goes way down because you just don't have the money to spread around the team. Like, this isn't rocket science, right? So, that being said, with the cap continuing to go up, 50 mil isn't necessarily a huge price tag compared to the overall cap either. So I don't know. We'll see. Cause if he were to sign that contract, it wouldn't take effect until 28. Right. So cap in theory would have jumped 2 more times by then.
Right. So we'll see. I mean, obviously it's a lot of money. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes about it moving forward. Because, like I said, there's a piece of me that thinks that I would consider holding out. Try to get the money right away.
Well, I mean, and if you're the Bucks and you're thinking he's your guy, then you sign him now before the price tag goes up.
Exactly.
So, or you end up with the Dak situation where he's going to barbecue your cap for $60 million. So, and still haven't done anything.
Love Jerry.
That being said, that does get us to the top of the hour. Appreciate all of you tuning in. If you are listening on all the platforms, be sure to like and subscribe. And of course, if you're listening on 97.3 ICU Radio, some smooth jazz headed your way. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on Friday. We do have a great guest. We're going to talk some baseball history with the author of Patriots of the Dugout, or Patriarchs of the Dugout. So we will have that tomorrow. Be sure to tune in for that. We'll see y'all.
Peace.